Hey everyone, I'm Derek, and welcome to IATA Reddit Stories. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 Reddit relationships. Number 5. My girlfriend loves me more than I love her. So for background on this, my girlfriend, 24F, and I, 26M, met through mutual friends. Including her and I, there are a total of 6 of us who are now a really close friend group. So a small close-knit group. When we first met and everyone formed this group, she was dating someone else. Well, through being friends, her talking to us, and her being really interested in me, she broke up with him. I thought it was good because she wasn't happy with him anyway. I knew she was into me, but I didn't expect her to come on to me so strong. I wasn't exactly interested in dating, and I told her this since I got out of my longest relationship about a year previously and was still not emotionally available, if that makes sense. Being in the state I was in, however, I was very easy to seduce. I was already hooking up with people and just trying to get over the past relationship and enjoy life, so it was easy to do. Well, we started hooking up. She started coming to see me, and of course the whole friend group was pushing us hard to date. No matter how many times I said I wasn't interested in a relationship, she just kept coming to see me and wanting to date me. Well, through her forwardness and huge pressure by my other friends, I caved and got into a relationship. Since then, she has showed more care, love, and interest in me than any other person I've ever dated. She seems practically obsessed with me. She loves me a lot and always wants to see me. Heck, she wants to have sex more often than I do. Way more often than I do, in fact. Sound great, right? Well, it's not when I don't really feel the same. In fact, I feel terrible about it. She's extremely pretty. To most people, she would be gorgeous. She's just not the type of girl that makes my jaw drop, so to speak, for some reason. Just how you could probably think of a celebrity you don't find attractive but everyone else seems to find them ungodly attractive. Just for a somewhat comparable example in perspective, that's how I am with her. I can tell everyone finds her super pretty. Just not my type. But with that being said, I know she's pretty and she cares about me. So much so I've tried to get over it and hope I would fall in love. I don't know why I can't find that attraction and love. There are times I think I do and then it leaves. I don't know if I'm still not emotionally available or if she's just not my type. Here's also a huge problem. I don't feel I could end it. I can't stand thinking of hurting her, and I don't want to lose all my friends. I feel like they'd hate me. At the same time, though, I don't have the same feelings that she seems to have. I hate that I now can't talk or think of any of my girlfriends, as in friends that are girls, without now thinking how it would be to go out with them instead of her. Which is so weird, and I don't know why I think that. I've never cheated or anything like that, so even the thoughts make me feel terrible. I don't think I've ever been so conflicted or felt so stuck in a relationship. Maybe I'm just an asshole and need to give it time. I don't know. I just know it hurts so much to feel this way when I know she cares so much about me and thinks so highly of me. Too long didn't read. My girlfriend loves me so much and thinks so highly of me, but I don't feel the same. We are in the same friend group, so that makes it more complicated. I feel terrible about it. Edit. I should probably add this friend group, her, and I all are into a hobby we compete in, and that's how we met. So no matter what, I'll see them and her after the breakup. Like, quite often. That's what also makes it hard. And to people who say I'm spineless and selfish, I don't disagree. All this is my fault. I of course don't tend to drag her along or keep it going. That would be awful. I guess wanted to put it into words and see if anyone has been in this situation, has advice, or just general opinions. I don't disagree, I'm terrible for all this. Number 4. How can I tell my friend of 3 years that her desperation is unhealthy and drives men away? I love my friend, but almost all she talks and thinks about is boys. Without getting into it too much, her family was unloving growing up. She is deeply depressed to the point of suicidal thoughts, and because someone might bring this up, she refuses to seek professional help. She has this notion that getting a man will solve all her problems, like a Disney movie. We recently went to get our nails done on girls' night out, and the entire time, she was asking me for advice about how to meet boys, how to talk to them, etc. And talking about her romantic fantasies. I almost cried at her that every single conversation we have these days turns to the topic of boys. I ask about her day and she tells me that her cashier at McDonald's was extra cute today. I ask her how she's doing and she says she's sad, lonely, and horny. It's become her whole personality. The issue is twofold. One, I am brutally underqualified to be giving romantic advice. I had one boyfriend when I was 16 and he was 22. During the relationship, he confessed to me that he doesn't feel empathy when he hurts me or other people, and he violated my consent several times. Despite this, I had no thoughts of leaving him, and I was devastated when he left me. In retrospect, I recognize that this means I have a lot of working on myself to do before I get romantically involved. The only reason I might be qualified to give advice is that I can talk to men I like without issue. It's like, they're just dudes. Their shit stinks and they have insecurities, but they're fun to talk to. Her boy obsession is not only annoying, but also detrimental to her goal. I've seen her become so awkward in front of an attractive man that she stutters and literally screeches at them when she talks to them in person. Yes, she screeches at people she doesn't know, it's that bad. I ask her about it later, and she says she was nervous. That's where I stand. When she asks my advice, the answer I don't tell her is, I can't help you, especially not in the state you're in. Please stop asking for advice. What should I do? Too long didn't read. My friend thinks a boyfriend will solve her problems and she keeps asking me for advice, but I don't know what to tell her. I'm not an expert, but I think she needs a huge change in mindset. Number 3. I am reconsidering not continuing my relationship with my boyfriend but don't want him to break down. Too long didn't read. Don't want to continue recent relationship with depression plus ADHD boyfriend. Want to revert back to friendship. Don't know what to do. Advice needed. This will be long, sorry. He confessed to me when I barely turned 18 years old. We know each other online through a friend group before then. I told him I'm unsure if I want any relationships, and basically kind of put him on hold, hung on a maybe. I find him attractive in certain ways but not everything. We are kind of compatible because of our hobbies and personalities, though we have lots of disagreements. I don't think it is true love, as he thinks it is to me. And especially the age gap, I have a hard time accepting it. That's why I didn't say a definitive yes or no. I've been flip-flopping about my decision, and recently agreed to be his girlfriend. I don't think my decision is right. He has depression for a long time plus ADHD and he constantly feels down and awful about his life. Complicated matter and I don't want to disclose anything, and especially how he doesn't have a future, because he is in love with only me and I wasn't. He also have requested things of me that I am repulsed to do, and he is depressed about it. I suppose in that I wanted to continue our friendship and also don't want him to be continued to feel tortured, and consequently I feel horrible about it. I gave in. Also I haven't told anyone and nor did he, about us. Not even our friend group. I don't want to make him lose will to live, since he always says I'm the only one that gives him the will to live. I don't want to break it to him harshly either, I am horrible with words. I don't want him going through a breakdown and also losing my online friend group. I don't know what to do, I just want to be friends with him. Looking for advice. Number 2. My friend documents everything to her Instagram. We have been friends for 6 years, we were co-workers. I consider her a really close friend. We have traveled together and have helped each other through some extremely rough times. Every single time we hang out she is on her phone. She is either FaceTiming another friend, she has many, texting or getting a video, pictures. If we are sightseeing, she is viewing it through her phone and videos the entire experience so she can speed it up and post on her Instagram story. It gets to the point I think she is going to get run into by someone because she isn't paying attention to her surroundings. What bothered me a lot. Last we met up it was even more excessive and we hadn't seen each other in a long time. We went out to a restaurant together. Just walking into a restaurant and even that needs to be captured. She asks me to wait to eat or drink so she can get a picture of my plate. Then asks me what filter looks best, which I hate answering. Somehow I always forget about this habit before we go out. We hang out a handful of times a year because now we live in different states. I'm left there just looking around and getting half responses from her because she is posting or texting. Then it's just silence because I'm being ignored for a phone. I was very excited to bring her to this place in my new town and she knew this. I was really sure she would like it but I was wrong. Disappointing for me but she is entitled to her opinion. She criticized it a lot, still posted about it though. Like it was great. Then she complained to the waitstaff about something trivial. I just felt embarrassed the whole time and then felt bad for the waitress whose whole demeanor dropped when hearing her complaints, so I tipped her extra. Feeling like I don't want to go places with her anymore. I want to bring this up in a mature way. I've never really had to handle issues with a friend before. Too long didn't read. Friend posts everything to Instagram and ignores me, and others, to constantly be on her phone.
Number 1.
I found out my husband had a secret storage of sex dolls. 2 years ago he moved to my home country to be with me while I was still finishing up schooling for my practice. We got married and finally moved back to his home country recently. We were getting things out of his storage unit and there were 4 long boxes that he said he needed to throw away but wouldn't say what were in them. I was curious, and maybe too nosy, and took a peek while he wasn't there. They were sex dolls. I calmly asked him later why he had 4 sex dolls and never told me about them. He said that when we were still long distance it was his way of coping with the lack of physical intimacy. He didn't want to cheat on me with real people, so he got sex dolls instead. He also didn't tell me because he was apparently extremely ashamed about it. I just accepted his explanation, but I still can't shake the feeling that it's a bit creepy. 1 sex doll I can maybe understand. But 4? I think I might be overreacting, but I'm also unsure if this is something I should be concerned about. He's always been honest about everything with me, so I don't doubt his loyalty and commitment to our relationship. Just kinda creeped out and need help processing the situation. Too long didn't read. Found out husband had multiple sex dolls in the past. Trying not to be creeped out but unsure of how I should be perceiving this.